We are at the point of the conservative movement here. You'll hear others play audio and so forth that we have dug up and played 3 days earlier. We do our work here. We're hard at it. That's my nature. I hear it said that President Obama is going to have a state dinner for Gaddafi. Oh, yes, yes. Gaddafi is a ruthless murderer. A vicious, ruthless murderer. Much like the people that run Red China. I heard John Kerry say the way Gaddafi has turned on his people, the way he's been murdering his people. That's enough of a reason for him to go. Very bold of him to say that. Gaddafi's been an enemy of this country for a long time. He should go, and hopefully very painfully. But that said, I'm a little confused about what our foreign policy is, to be perfectly honest with you. The president has said damn little about Gaddafi in Libya, precious little about Iran and the Islamo-Nazis that run that regime. He couldn't stop putting out conflicting statements on Egypt. That was an easy one. He holds a massive state dinner for China, which murders people all the time, has massive political gulags. So what exactly is our foreign policy? Is it based on human rights? Is it based on expanding democracy? What is it? Can anybody tell me? No, you can't, so don't waste your time. 4 Americans, Christians, in a yacht, traveling the world, handing out Bibles. They're kidnapped by the Somali barbarian pirates. In the midst of negotiations with the Navy, the American, U.S. Navy, 4 of them are executed, all 4 of them. Now, what should our reaction be? More State Department pronouncements that it won't be tolerated? No, I'll tell you what our reaction should be. We should put some of our biggest gunboats right off the coast of Somalia and pound the hell out of that country. That's right, I said it. Pound the hell out of that country and make it damn clear. We don't care if there's anarchy within those borders or not. You kill an American citizen, there are consequences to be paid. Now, I know we won't do this because in Afghanistan I've been arguing for, and I'm no military expert, taking out our biggest, most powerful bombers and taking the tops off those damn mountains of that country and making it clear there as well. You screw with us, we destroy you. But we don't fight wars like that anymore. Instead, we send in our precious Yanks who have to chase down these rats in every hellhole that's on the face of the earth. But you have Christians traveling the world in peace, handing out Bibles, and you have pirates, mostly of a different faith, who murdered them for nothing, for no reason whatsoever. They should be fed to the sharks. But we're a civilized society. We don't do things like that. No. They only did that when we were an uncivilized society. You know, when Washington was president, particularly when Jefferson was president. Now we're civilized. They were uncivilized. That's my opinion anyway, for whatever it's worth. I would pound the hell out of that country. They would bring a little order to the chaos. And if it didn't, it happened again, I'd pound them again. You don't kill American citizens without consequence. And I'm not talking about bringing the pirates to trial. I'm talking about beating the crap out of the enemy. Well, Mark, we would kill innocent civilians. Really? Look at the history of war, the death of innocent civilians. We didn't start this fight. But these pirates, they are kidnapping at will, they are killing at will, and they need to be stopped. And we can't hunt down every single one of them and find out where their little village is, capture them, read them their Miranda rights, put them on a boat, bring them back to America, and try them in Washington, D.C. Sorry. This is war. These are acts of war. It's not about criminal justice. And a lot of innocent people get killed in war. I don't like it. Nobody likes it. But that's the way it is. And better them than us. Yeah, that's right. What do you think of that? Sick of reading these stories about how American citizens, don't go in that country, don't go. Used to be, you touch a hair on an American's head, you're going to lose your arm. You're going to lose your whole damn village, as a matter of fact. Not today. Today it's, what should we do? Turn it over to the ACLU. Let them figure out what to do. They'll get us all killed. All right, anyway. Mitch Daniels, almost out of nowhere, the governor of Indiana, shows up at CPAC. He's introduced by George Will. He's promoted as this great candidate for president. Of course, he says, all right, you socialists and conservatives, park it and sit down, and that's not key right now. What's key now is the fiscal stuff. Oh, okay. So in his state, the Republicans pass a bill in the House to bring Indiana back to the 21st century and make it a right-to-work state, because businesses are moving, even overseas, into right-to-work states. Now Daniels says, no, park that one, put that one aside, too. We don't want to deal with it. Oh, well, let's see. So park the conservative social stuff. In other words, traditional morality. Park that. Park the right-to-work stuff. In other words, human resource issues. What else should we put aside for the next great Republican nominee for president? What else should we ignore? The Indianapolis Star. Governor Mitch Daniels signaled this afternoon Republicans should drop the right-to-work bill that has brought the Indiana House to a standstill for 2 days and imperiled other measures. See, a number of the Democrats skipped town again to try and prevent a quorum. So all along the country, what we ought to do is we need to have people track down all these Democrat politicians who are on the lam. You know? All right, we found and why are they all going to Illinois? What's the governor there, this Quinn? What's he, a crazy left-wing loon? Apparently so. So Illinois has become a sanctuary state for on-the-lam elected Democrat officials who are shutting down their governments. They've shut down, to some extent, the government in Wisconsin. They've shut down, to some extent, the government in Indiana. And they're in the sanctuary state of Illinois, which not only welcomes illegal aliens, but welcomes lily-livered Democrat officials. But Mitch Daniels, he's standing right up there, very Reagan-esque, isn't he? He's got other priorities, and he can't chew gum and walk at the same time. He warned his party late last year against pursuing the so-called right-to-work legislation they write. While he agreed with it philosophically, he said it was a big issue that needed a statewide debate. Oh, yes, we don't quite get it, do we? Let me tell you a little bit about his background, because all the phonies are out there pushing him. He's a lifelong, or was, staffer to Lugar, who's about as rhino as they get. Was Lugar's chief of staff. He also ran the Republican Senatorial Committee under Lugar. Then he went to the White House for about 28 months as director of political affairs over there under Ronald Reagan. Unless you be deceived, he was not a Reaganite. It was the second half of the Reagan administration when people were leaving. Just like this Duberstein, who was chief of staff to Reagan for 10 months after being deputy to Howard Baker. He runs around, well, we got a Reaganite here. No, you don't. He's not a Reaganite. Daniels isn't a Reaganite. They didn't work for him in 76 and 80 in his campaigns or anything of the sort. Duberstein came in with Jake Javits. Mitch Daniels came in with Lugar. Stick with me on this. He was Bush's first OMB director. And when he was OMB director, I read you a quote which I will paraphrase to you, in which he said, look, we got to do what we got to do. Balancing the budget is an important thing, but not right now. This is a guy that always is not right now. We can't do these conservative things right now. I've got an agenda. I'm very busy. Not right now. Now, he may be good for Indiana the way Christie may be good for New Jersey. But that's not good enough. Good enough is an articulate, confident, conservative voice who, whenever confronted with tyranny, speaks of liberty, who, whenever confronted with lawlessness, speaks of the Constitution. He doesn't compartmentalize issues, because that tells me that he's not a Reaganite, that he's not a conservative. We don't compartmentalize liberty. We don't compartmentalize the Constitution. We don't have all these categories that these politicians have, you and me. This is the time for leaders, for statesmen, to take on the big issues. This is why people are so excited about Governor Scott Walker of Wisconsin. He's strong. He's confident. He's articulate. He's not trying to abuse anybody. He's not gratuitous in his policies, but he's not ducking either. He's on the move. And ladies and gentlemen, even if he gets everything he's trying to get, he can still, in the next election, elect a Democrat in a Democrat legislature and reverse everything he's done, which we hope won't happen. And yet, every time we conservatives try to move the ball ever so slightly, that is really all that's happening in Wisconsin. Every time we try to move the ball ever so slightly, we're brutally attacked, or they attempt to marginalize us, or ignore us, and mischaracterize our motives. That's not going to work anymore. It's just not. Too many people in this country are adversely affected by these policies, these long-standing left-wing policies. And one of the important things is, as we get closer and closer to the presidential campaign, that we're able to put little check marks next to people and little X's next to people based on how they conduct themselves when the heat is on. Mr. Daniels, you get a little X. You're too weak. You don't see the full horizon. You're ready to battle on some turf, but on way too much, you're surrendering the turf. You should be speaking out in defense of your fellow governor from Wisconsin, and you're not. You should be encouraging exactly what the legislature is doing in Indiana, to attract more and more enterprise and create more jobs. But you're not. That's why you're not presidential. Like I say, you may be a great governor. I don't know. I don't live in Indiana. But I do live in the United States. And you get a little X next to your name. We'll be right back.
Mark Levin.
Let us bring out my Somalian pirate song, shall we? Go.
Kumbaya, my Lord, Kumbaya.
Shoot them dead, my Lord. Shoot the enemy dead. Bomb them to smithereens, my Lord. Bomb them off the face of the earth, my Lord. Kumbaya. Crush them like the cockroaches that they are. All together now. Shoot them dead, my Lord. Blow them off the face of the earth. Crush them like the grapes that they are, my Lord. Kill them dead. I wasn't finished. My Somali pirate song. Let's hear it right to the end. Shoot them dead, my Lord. Shoot the enemy dead. Bomb them to smithereens, my Lord. Bomb them off the face of the earth, my Lord. Kumbaya. Crush them like the cockroaches that they are. All together now. Shoot them dead, my Lord. Blow them off the face of the earth. Crush them like the grapes that they are, my Lord. Kill them dead. That's right. All together now. One more. Drop the daisy busters, my Lord. 21,000 tons at a time. Drop the daisy busters, my Lord. Wipe them out. All together now. Shoot them dead, my Lord. Crush the terrorists. Kumbaya. Now the chorus. Make their blood run, my Lord, not ours. Make them run for the sand holes, my Lord. That's right. Enough of this. I hate this song, to be honest with you. I really do, to be honest with you. Well, yes, that's what I would do. I'm serious. Oh, you did what to our 4 Americans who were handing out Bibles? You murdered them? Oh, we'll be back in about 5 hours. We want to bring in a few vessels with big round guns on them. We've been waiting for this day.